All right, it is time for yet another Wheel of Time review. I didn't hate this one. It wasn't great. It was pretty slow for 97% of it, but the ending was fantastic. Doesn't completely save the book, but it's so impactful that maybe it does. Let's talk about Winter's Heart by Robert Jordan, aka Why Do They All Look Like Hobbits? Who are these people? Okay, so Winter's Heart by Robert Jordan. Let's see. Definitely more in this book happened, I think, than Path of Daggers. A little bit less than The Crown of Swords, but the ending is okay. Before I get to the ending, everybody knows the ending is the best part of this book. It literally is like the final chapter. Everything else is kind of but I was worried coming into this book that it was going to be really, really boring. And this is book 9, right? Path of Daggers was 8, yes. So one of my guesses is at the end of Path of Daggers, when Fael is taken, I was like, Perrin's going to spend the entire book chasing after Fael, isn't he? He is, and that's it. He's barely in this book. I think when I looked it up, because some of these Wheel of Time sites track like the percentage that each character is in the book, I want to say he's maybe in like 10% of the book, if that, and it's really towards the beginning, and then he just disappears. Look, guys, I really like Perrin. I don't know what Robert Jordan has against Perrin, why he just keeps underutilizing him in the story. I feel like once Fael was introduced, his story just became about his relationship with Fael, and like that's just where he's like pigeonholed into being, and nothing else happens. Like, I don't know. I want to get more Perrin action without Fael. Just put her over there. Just get her out. Elaine was pretty insufferable most of the book, and that led to the look. I've made it clear before, if not in my reviews, in Discord and other chats, I don't like the love square that's happening. I understand it's because he's Taverin, but Rand having to do this like 4-way love square with Elaine, Avienda, and Min is just weird to me. Like, why are they all destined to be together? Why do they sign like a pact in this book to do that, and they all like bond Rand as a warder, and Elaine's just the worst all the time, and just she's like that annoying rich girl that like nobody wants to be around, and she's just always insufferable. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really like that plot line. I don't care for it. I mean, I guess Rand's gonna get all of his women because everybody finds him irresistible because they have to, because prophecy or whatever. So yeah, RJ's strength is certainly not in telling love stories. I'll put it that way. So that was one of the main plot threads that's happening here. And my boy Matt, who I do love dearly now. I didn't used to, but starting in TSR, Shadow Rising, I really did. And Jesus Christ, was it Path of Daggers or Crown of Swords when Tylan was introduced? Was that Path of Daggers? I can't remember anymore. But Tylan was like she like basically forces him to have sex with her, and like he's like living with her now, and he's all like, okay, this book made me mad with Matt's storyline specifically, because Matt not only was raped by Tylan, basically at knife point, and then forced to live with her and be paraded around in fancy outfits and not get away from her. And then Path of Daggers, he was buried. I'm messing things up. In this book, though, he's like, he cares about her. I swear, this is some Stockholm Syndrome shit. He goes to leave, and he's like, I'm gonna miss you. And I stopped reading, and I was just like, are you serious? She raped you and basically kidnapped you and forces you to wear fancy dresses and shit to her liking. And he like has this like intimate, touching moment, like feel good moment with her of like, come with me, Tylan. Like, no, stop it. Please. What is the storyline? Why do you care about this woman at all? And then again, there's more of the like prophesized love, because when he finds out who Tuon is, that she's the daughter of the 9 moons. Is that how many there are? 9 moons. Got it. He takes her with him. It's like, because they're supposed to get married eventually for reasons. What are these storylines? Anyway, so let's just get to the ending, because that's where the good stuff is. So Rand and Nynaeve, wow, they cleansed Sidene. That's a thing that happened. They got rid of the taint. So now, yes, Robert Jordan, I'm sure, will never say the word taint again in these books until every time he talks about Sidar and Sidene, and then how it's not tainted anymore. But this is huge. I mean, this is probably one of the biggest things that's happened in this series. I kind of figured it would at some point, because I never thought for a second that the story would end with Rand going insane and killing everything, because that would be a weird way to end the book, unless you just come full circle and like that's just what happens. But they've cleansed Sidene, so there's no taint. The men will not go insane using the magic. That means all of his Asha'man just became a lot stronger, because they're not going to go crazy, and that sort of gives him more power, because he's not going to go crazy. So I'm wondering, though, because he had kind of already, like, he was hearing Lews Therin a lot less, so I'm wondering now, moving forward, if Lews Therin's voice is going to be completely gone, if that was part of him being tainted, or if... I don't really know what's going to happen. I feel like because they cleansed it and they destroyed Shadow Logoth, that he's not going to hear Lews Therin all that much, and he's not going to be going insane, and maybe he'll just... I don't know if he's going to like change as a character now because of that, but I mean, that's just the impact, one, that Nynaeve has had on this damn series. Like, if you don't like Nynaeve at this point, I feel like something's wrong with you, because yeah, she started out pretty insufferable because she kind of felt like a parent to these kids. Well, she's not much older, but she was the wisdom, from the Two Rivers, and she, didn't want them to be taken by Aes Sedai, because she can't trust Aes Sedai, but like, she's become so powerful. She's using Balefire. She, got through her own blockade of having to be angry to use her magic. She cured Stilling and Gentling. She freaking cleansed Sidene with Rand. Like, without Nynaeve, this series, all these characters would be screwed. Like, she is a pivotal character by this point. And you can't help but love all the braid tugging and her getting mad at Matt, and it's wholesome, it's cute. But Nynaeve is so important. She's like the best female character in this book series. Not just the book, in the series. And Rand, of course, is Rand. He's awesome. So I'm the impact that makes on the series as a whole is huge. Because now if you recruit any more Asha'man, they are not going to go insane. And I don't know if they're going to be less traitorous because they were turning on Rand for whatever reason. But I feel like that's a massive, massive, impactful thing that happened in the series. And moving forward, of course, Crossroads of Twilight, I know it's going to be kind of bad. Even like the most diehard people I talk to that love Wheel of Time and reread it all the time agree that Crossroads of Twilight has like nothing going on. And I think it's, if I understand it correctly, it happens basically in tandem with Winter's Heart. So literally they're not going to move. So it's going to be however many pages of nothing. Great, I can't wait. Of course, they just cleansed Sidene, and I don't think Nynaeve and Rand are awake yet. So Crossroads of Twilight, I mean, what can you do with your two main people down, right? It's just going to be a boring slog. And then I get to the good books. But yeah, I mean, in general, this book really just didn't have a lot going for it. I know the defense of the slog is, it's all character work and it's all important. Blah, blah, blah. It's really not. I like The Crown of Swords. I sort of liked this book. Obviously, the ending is fantastic, which, I mean, Robert Jordan can write a hell of an ending. The only book ending I didn't care about was Path of Daggers, and that was simply because by that point I was like, who cares? I don't like this book. Every other book, I mean, the endings are always great. That's like the best thing that he does is these endings. And then you want more because it ends on such a high note. But yeah, man, the cleansing Sidene, destroying Shadow Logoth. Why is it so hard for me to say? Shador Logoth. I just want to say like Shadow Logoth, whatever. Anyway, this book was fine. I really, really love the ending. I love Rand and Nynaeve. I could never read about Aviendha and Elaine again and be fine. Even Min, I feel like, is a good character that doesn't get enough screen time. And I feel like she is the only, not even Lan and Nynaeve, like Min is the only love interest in these books that I feel like actually has a relationship. And you actually get her emotional payoff. And just these last couple of books, from like really Lord of Chaos till now, you get so many good moments of Rand and Min, and I feel like the other girls are just kind of like there as part of this love square, and Min is the only one that's actually sharing like true feelings and emotions with Rand. And Aviendha and Helene, I just don't buy it. I don't know. That's just like a little side thing for me, but hopefully Min stays alive forever because she's the goodest girl of the three. So Winter's Heart, yeah, massive impacts on the Wheel of Time. The other like 85, 90% of it was just whatever. But the end was good. It was good. So that wraps up Winter's Heart. I'm just gonna get through Crossroads as quickly as possible, and if anything interesting happens, I'll let you know. But that's gonna do it for Winter's Heart. So like and subscribe. As always, do hit up Patreon. If you want to support the channel financially, that's always optional, but always appreciated. Definitely jump in Discord, though, or let me know in the comments down below. What did you think of Winter's Heart? Do you think it's part of the slog? Do you agree that the slog exists? Do you think it doesn't exist? I think you gotta agree that the ending of this book was fire. Straight up. If you somehow don't like the ending of this, then your brain is not functioning. Reboot it. But until next time, guys.